Okay, 5,
4,
3,
2.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Tokyo Reds with Liverpool fans based in the land of the rising sun, and it's pretty bloody hot today. It's Tuesday the 26th of September and lots of stuff to talk about with Liverpool as far as Liverpool are concerned. So some good, some bad, some exciting. So let's have a look. So first game, Liverpool we played Leicester twice. First one was in the Carabao Cup, I think that's how you say it, King Power Stadium. We put out a very mixed team, some youth in there, some experience as well, so that was pretty cool. But unfortunately Liverpool lost 2-0. Yeah. Tom, how are you feeling how were you feeling after that?
Well, at the time, I value like Premier League points more, but at the time I was gutted because the fact we were on a winless run, it was like, it's another game, and you know what like the media is like. Any time they come out and pressure on Klopp or try and give us problems, put more pressure on us, they will. Yeah. So I was like, well, it's not the worst result in the world to lose 2-0 away from home in the League Cup to another Premier League side, but you just know the pressure's going to mount then. It's just another game without a win.
Yeah. Crisis talk and all that rubbish,
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But it's got it not to win. So you want to win every match, but no, it's not the end of the world. And at the time I was like, just win the next match.
Yeah, fair enough. So obviously another trophy we can't win this season.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's like I said in the last video, I wasn't really bothered about like progressing to the rounds. You always want to see Liverpool win, but at the same time, it's a lot of games. It seems to be like the last few weeks it's been midweek game, weekend game, midweek game. I know that's why we brought a few players in so we could challenge our fronts, but it is like kind of the weakest. Traditionally it is just give your youth some experience, and that's the only thing I'm a bit gutted about, is because the younger players don't get as much as they have this season.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's I like it when Liverpool progress in the calling the League Cup because because of that reason, because you get to see more of the youth. Get them more experience, but ultimately, if you're in the final, that's when it matters. Otherwise, you're like, it's the League Cup.
Yeah, it is. I completely the same, really. Like it's the cup. You don't mind going out early. It gives you kind of a bit more breathing space in the league. But yeah, like you say, it would be. We'll go on to the players who did play, and it is a shame they don't really get much of a chance. Well, hopefully they do, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I thought we played quite well in the game. But a lot of sort of missed chances and obviously defensive errors cost us, right, in the end.
Pretty much. I mean, it was one of those again. I thought we didn't play that badly. Like we created good chances, and also like you guys were saying, it was great to see those lads get a run out. It's great to see like Ward and goal and stuff. But it just seems to be the last few matches things just weren't going our way. But like you were saying, on that last point, got it for those lads because it would be nice for them to get a few more games. But
and a lot of those players who did play, they didn't really put in a bad shift either.
No, I mean you can't really expect the same performance because it was like 7 changes, wasn't it? It's like you can't expect the same performance from the first team to like. I don't want to sound like derogatory, not the B team, but the fringe players. Yeah. If when they all come in and they're not doing exactly the same as the players who play with each other week in, week out, you can't really get on their back too much. They did.
To be fair to Leicester as well, they swapped a couple of players, didn't they? There was a few.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Young lads playing as well for them. It was disappointing, but it is what it is. So let's talk about the goals then. First goal, corner comes in. It seems when I write my notes about the goals that we concede, I always seem to start with the same thing. Corner comes in, it's headed clear, to be fair, pretty well, but the second ball, no one deals with it. It ends up with Okazaki, obviously a Japanese player, and he scores, and just annoying, really.
Annoying, like you said, the corner comes in,
Yeah.
and even when it's clear, it's like, all right, get rid. But for some reason, that aerial threat.
Second ball seems to be the worst thing, really.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just I don't know if they switch off. I don't know what it is, but too easy. Sorry, I'll say that too many times. But just too easy.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to take too much away from Leicester because they took advantage of that chance. But
yeah, fair enough. Do you think obviously it was a bit of a Gomez played centre back, if I'm right in thinking, and it was a bit. Do you think we've rotated our defence just a little bit too much this season?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I think almost unjustifiably so.
Yeah.
Because, regardless of our backroom drama, what's happened between Lovren and whatnot, he is supposed to be our first choice. I mean, I'd say Matip's obviously first choice on the team sheet, and then Lovren. And it's just like every week it's like a different play. It reminds me a lot of, do you remember like during the Benitez time? With like Skirtle and Hippier and Agger and Carragher, and they keep on rotating them as well. So if you're not playing your main centre backs together all the time, they're not going to know each other's weaknesses and each other's strengths, so they're not really going to form that bond. And that's what we've been missing for a long time.
That's the area you want it the most settled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and it's week in, week out, we're just seeing that. It's it's not just the Leicester game, it was the City game as well, and it was all the games. It just not seem to be, the communication just doesn't seem to be there.
Yeah.
Or like maybe the trust or confidence doesn't seem to be there, so.
Yeah, to be fair as well, the weird thing is, throughout the game I thought the defence actually looked quite composed with Danny Ward in goal, do you know what I mean? Like, they actually looked fairly decent. It was just two events really. So the second goal, a lot later on, Liverpool kind of huffed and puffed in the game, but we didn't really. We had a few chances, but nothing clear cut really. The second goal, Slimani gets the ball out wide, and just goes, runs through everyone, and just no one. Somebody, I can't even remember who it is. Maybe Flanagan. He's got to the back of him, and he puts his hand up so he doesn't foul him, and then he scores.
Flanagan, yeah.
Yeah, it was Flanagan, yeah. And he kills the shot. It's a brilliant finish, like really good shot, well taken goal. But why did if I'm John Flanagan, I'm taking a yellow.
I'm saying,
why not?
I agree. It's one of those where again, well done to him. It's a great finish.
It was a great goal,
but at the same time, it's one of those. This guy's just getting through so many bodies. You're just like, come on, you got to make yourself count. All you need is one of you just to throw yourselves at him, and even if you're fouling him, it's.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, why not?
Keeps the ball out of the net and it's sound. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's one of those. It's just one of those. I don't want to say they're lacking passion, because like I say, for the most part, they weren't that bad. When you watch the highlights back, they weren't that bad. But it's those moments where you say, well, if you want a good defence, you can't just switch off like that. That's the problem. Like, you need everyone. And then I would say, like, when we concede, sometimes it seems like everyone just switches off. It's almost like everyone, oh heck, no one's dealing with it. I think that's the frustration.
Yeah.
Sorry, get myself frustrated talking about it.
No. I think it's fair points. I think you sort of said it wasn't a lack of passion. Don't think it's a lack of passion, but John, I think it's a lack of ruthlessness. I think we've got too many nice players in the team. No one's like a hard bastard or a mean bastard. Do you know what I mean? Which is what, to be honest, we need.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's more like our attackers. The midfield's kind of like an attacker mentality, and it seems to be like, we haven't got the ball, it's not our job to defend. So it's like they don't get back enough to give support, and then I think the defence just don't really know what to do. It's just, it's really weird, because like you said, everyone just stops. Like, they've got the ball, nobody goes in.
No.
Because I think
just take the player out, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just too afraid to make mistakes, and
booking in the cup, like, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Worth a yellow.
Do they not carry over because it's domestic?
If you get a red, yeah, but
yeah, true. I mean, it's Flanagan. He's not going to.
You 1-0 down in the cup. Do you know what I mean? That goal ends the game. Do you know what I mean? So for me, like, it's one of those good yellows. The player gets a yellow and think, yeah, it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was annoying, but the positives from it were that we did get to try out a lot of players. during the game, so I've got quite a long list of players to go through. So first of all, Tom, your thoughts on Danny Ward?
Really like him.
Yeah,
I think
looks good, doesn't he?
He looks really good. Every time I've seen him, I've been impressed. And yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a fault for either goal.
No.
I don't think. I think he's doing well. He's definitely one for the future. And all right, we lost the match, but I'm really glad to see him play. And yeah, I think he's definitely one. He's a keeper. Like even if it means loaning him out in January to another club, but definitely keep him. I can see John smiling.
Just no pun intended. Like he's a keeper.
He definitely is one. He definitely is one. I think he's obviously been trained. He was at Huddersfield last season when he with what's
Wagner.
his name? Yeah, Wagner. And obviously him and Klopp quite similar, play similar sort of style of football. So I think he suits the style quite well. And like I say, the defence actually looked like when the ball was in play, looked quite confident with him. So yeah, I think he looks really, really good. I've been very impressed with Danny Ward.
Oh, and his experience with Wales as well.
Well, yeah,
let's throw that in, like.
Yeah. So I think he is number 2 at Wales, but he's got a bright future ahead of him, though. So definitely. So obviously Flano got a rare run out for the Reds as well.
Yeah.
Apart from not taking down Slimani when he should have, in hindsight. What did you think of his performance?
It was okay. I mean, he's still third choice in my eyes.
Yeah.
Behind, I think Trent is just so much more explosive than him. I think he's kind of like an old school.
He is,
right back, or
he is,
you know what I mean. And
he was born 10 years too late, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's not really. I think now at these days you need pace.
Yeah.
A lot of it is pace, and I think that's why Trent and
he's a Rob Jones rather than a sort of Glenn Johnson, if you will.
Yeah. So he's born in the wrong decade, but nonetheless he's good.
He gives it 100%.
He does. I think maybe he probably won't get much more of a look in this season unless Trent is injured. I think touch wood he doesn't injured.
Yeah.
And I think he is like on the fringes of the fringe.
Yeah, definitely 100%. Yeah.
But he put in an okay performance.
Yeah, he did alright. Marko Grujic also having a nice run out.
Yeah, again, in fairness with him, I don't think he's ready for the first team, but again, it's good. It's good to know you've got someone like that in the squad.
Yeah.
Especially if we progress in the Champions League. Who knows what happens with the FA Cup, but yeah, he was useful.
He's a useful option, isn't he?
That's the thing. He's a useful option.
There's no pressure on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the way he plays the ball. I like the way he linked up with the other midfield players. You can see
he's got a shot on him as well. To be fair,
Yeah, definitely. And I like another thing. Definitely definitely one for the future. Squad player, but I can't see him like breaking into the first team. But definitely as a squad player, especially with the mounting games in the Champions League and that.
Yeah. So, sorry, John.
I was just going to say, he kind of reminds you a bit. Maybe obviously not as good, but like a Haman.
Yeah.
He's kind of that gangly.
Yeah, he's similar build, isn't he?
Yeah, gangly centre midfielder. And
yeah, he's got a shot on him as well.
Exactly. Yeah,
but can get stuck in as well. He's got a long time to develop, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? He needs to develop his game, but. Again, I think a good future for him. One player that came into the team that started for his first game, Oxlade-Chamberlain, wasn't great, to be honest.
He hasn't, to be honest, in my opinion, he hasn't really been good since we've. I haven't been impressed with him. I think he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And you've got to give him time to fit into the system. I remember a few years ago, I didn't really like Lallana, I didn't rate him at all. Henderson, I didn't really rate too much. And you give these players time to adapt. And
you have to,
the thing with Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's always played at the highest level for a reason. You know what I mean? So he's got lots of Champions League experience. It's just figuring out how to utilise him best. And he wants to play centre midfield. I don't think he will do over the other players, but that wide position is going to be where he's playing. So. Once he just kind of has more of a feel for the other players, it was a blag that we bought him on like the last day of the transfer window. So he's had like virtually no time to. Yeah. Where all the other players have had like a year and a half, and
Yeah.
You could make the Salah argument.
And pre-season as well. He didn't get pre-season with us, did he?
Yeah. The thing is, that's what I was going to say, because you could make the Salah argument like, he came in.
But he's
got to just. But he was there for pre-season.
Yeah.
He's almost come from Roma and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He's doing the same job he was at Roma. So the Ox hasn't been impressive, but I'm more than willing to give him.
Sure, we have to. Of course.
Kind of throwing on the Ox though, like his debut. I think he came on as a sub against Man City. We were down to 10 men away from home. So in that sense, then Burnley, regardless of what top team they're against, just nightmares break down. I think he hasn't. Yeah, like the matches just haven't been ideal, but I definitely think he's going strong.
No, that's a fair point as well. That is a fair point. So Solanke as well, decent.
I like him.
He looks a really good prospect, you know.
He's really good. I like that kind of, like you're saying, like old school. I kind of like just when he's going off the headers, he's not afraid to get stuck in as well.
Yeah.
Again, not a first teamer, but yeah, definitely really decent. He's got a shot on him as well. Like I've seen, he can get a lot of power behind the ball, and yeah, I rate him. And again, it's games like this where, like you say, it's like kind of two sides of the coin. Kind of, you go out the cup early, you can focus on other things, but if you progress, people like him can play first team a bit. Can like start a few more matches, but yeah, that's the thing. All the players, I was happy to see them get it run out, and yeah, I was really happy with them.
Fair enough. So off the bench as well, one of my favourite young player at the moment, Ben Woodburn, came on, looked bright, looked decent. I mean, 17. There's no point in hyping him up too much, but at the moment, he's looking good.
Yeah, he is. It's good that they're not just throwing him out now.
No, God no.
They're kind of giving him time to develop, not just. You remember the likes of like Sterling and stuff. Like he was pretty special, but he was. I don't know. He was just used.
Well, Rooney and Michael Owen are the best two examples, aren't they? Do you know
where it's okay now, but like in the future, they're all just done in. Yeah, he's good. The one thing I wouldn't like to see from Woodburn is like him being played out in the wing, where I can see that happening to him because he's such a. Not small, but like he's only a young guy. He's only little, so I think in front of goal, that's where he should be playing.
Number 10, I think is.
Yeah.
I think what they're going to try and do with him, maybe even train him up to be Coutinho's replacement or whatever. But
yeah, I think I'm liking the looks of him. Like
he's one of them, and I think if you're making a statement at that age, then you're going to be big. It's quite a rare thing now, but the likes of Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard, they come on the scene, 18, 17, and they make that step up very quickly. A lot of players that we've seen, like what seems like thousands of them now, they show glimpses, but nothing too big. Do you know what I mean? Like they won't score like a winning goal, or they won't, that kind of thing. Neil Mellor being an exception, but obviously injuries kind of crippled him. But I think Woodburn looks decent.
He looks really decent. Just made me think, who was that one for United who he was meant to be like the next...
Macheda.
There was another one, he went up to Sunderland, Janovic or something called...
Januzaj.
Yeah. Like with him, he was meant to be the next big thing, and
well, it just happens that football is what it is.
Yeah, it's like Bojan as well. He was like the next Messi, and now he's at Stoke.
Yeah.
I think he's still there.
Yeah, I think so.
Like so, Woodburn, he's got so much potential, but protect him as well.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, from certain people, is that he's very grounded and he's the model. He's kind of like the model professional. Do you know what I mean? Which is good, because that's another rarity. It seems with youth nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They seem to the money goes to the red. But to be fair, Liverpool introduced the cap, didn't they, for under 18? So I think he might have been the reason, because they're we have to do something about Woodburn. But apparently, he's very professional, very, very, very grounded young man. So good luck to him. Really hope he goes on to do well. And it was great. What was really, really good to see, and probably my favourite part of it, was Ings coming on it.
Yeah, no, I thought he was dead.
Obviously had a really bad time with injuries the last 2 seasons, but he's been playing a lot for the reserves, doing pretty well from what I understand. So it's just great to see him on the pitch for the first team.
Yeah, he's kind of like a Kaut or even like a Okazaki. Where he's a hard worker, isn't he? Yeah. Like, that's the thing, is we just haven't seen enough of him.
No.
Like at Burnley, he was pretty good, wasn't he?
He's got a finish on him though,
Yeah, and that's...
It's just an extra option.
Yeah, exactly. And I think later on in the season, because Firmino's doesn't look tired, but he's kind of looking like he's... it's taking it out.
Well, he runs about 100 miles a game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you can't rely on Sturridge. So Ings is kind of like that.
Another
Maybe
one, just
third tier.
Obviously
who's-
Solanke as well as there, but
Yeah, I think with Solanke he's almost like an Origi type player, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
not really. He's not exactly a target man, but he's not exactly.
he's
Fast.
rapid though. He's quite.
Yeah.
He's got good feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
take
exactly,
It,
yeah.
Take it around people. But yeah, look, good signs. I mean, we lost, but there were a lot of positives to take from it. I thought, to be honest, and it's a League Cup. So yeah, it is what it is. So man of the match, Tom. It's difficult actually, because no one was superbly good, but no one was superbly bad either. It was just kind of a net performance. Really.
That's so you're kind of saying, well, who was consistent and kind of the best out of kind of
Badish bunch, I guess.
I suppose.
Which is a bit harsh because of the age, but
It's difficult.
certainly wasn't Henderson.
No.
But we'll come back to him later. No. But for that game, it wasn't Henderson.
If I was going to pick one, no, that's really difficult. I'm going to say Danny Ward, but
Yeah, no, fair
I
shot.
can't say that again he's not prolific in the match, but he didn't really do anything.
Made a couple of good saves, didn't he? And looked good, looked quite commanding in his box. So I think that's not a bad shout. He wasn't at fault for either goal.
No, that's the thing.
So no, that's not a bad shout. John?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's no, yeah, like you say, it was just very bland performance.
Yeah, it was.
So it was.
It's difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Danny Ward?
probably
Yeah.
because he, out of all like the newer ones, like not anyone who's in the first team anyway.
Yeah.
Like people who got a chance, he took his opportunity. And even
Yeah.
though we conceded two, he did really well. I thought.
Yeah, I thought Solanke played all right. I thought he tried. He was trying to make stuff happen. It just wasn't really coming off. Which he's hardly played any football this season. He's 20 years old. It's one of those things, isn't it? Really, but Danny Ward, I'd give it to be honest. I thought he had probably if you're gonna give everyone points, he probably scored the highest. So yeah, it is what it is. But there we are. So moving on to a win. Fantastic. We went back to the King Power Stadium at the weekend and beat Leicester City 3-2 in a pretty mental game, to be honest. Just another. I think I just got a feeling this is gonna be every game. Do you know what I mean? Like heart attack stuff. You know what I mean? So it was much better. Great to get back to winning ways. We reverted back to the regulars. So yeah, John, your thoughts on the game overall?
Yeah, I mean you could just see the difference, couldn't you? Like you could see when we've got our first starting 11 just how much more structure there is to the team and how much more of an impact it has.
Yeah.
We had like a good starting 11 on Wednesday, but this one was like a good team as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like the class just oozed out of them. Besides the goals, but
Yeah, fair enough. But it was a massive 3 points, really, wasn't it?
Massive. In true Liverpool style, we at the end it's like we couldn't take that for granted, but so good to win, so good to win again, and mad though. I did actually watch it live. It was like 1:30 a.m. here. Couldn't fall asleep beforehand. So happy to win though.
Yeah, it's one of them when the game finishes and it's like when it's that early in the morning and the game finishes, you're just kind of like, oh. You can't go back to sleep because you're like adrenaline's just pumping, it's really hard. But there we go. Cool. So a lot of goals to get through here. So the first one, Salah goal, Coutinho, who started the game as well. First start. First start. Yeah. First start, wasn't it? He gets the ball out wide, delivers a perfect cross to the far post. Salah's there, nods it in. Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful goal.
Yeah, it seems to be his expertise, doesn't it, with Salah? Because he scored a few goals. I know in pre-season he scored one or two like that as well, where he just can get to the back post so quick. But the delivery is just inch perfect. Isn't it? It's just, the attack breaks down, slows down a bit, but Moreno as well, to be fair, makes the right decision.
Yeah.
Gives it back, lays it back off to Coutinho, and he brings it on, crosses it in. Unbelievable, yeah. I mean, especially with Salah's pace, you can't really keep up with him, and you just, when you're tracking back to try and, like when you're going backwards and he's coming forwards, you can't defend it, it's...
No. He's scored a lot of goals for us now, right?
6 goals now.
Yeah, in all comps.
I'll tell you, amazing cross by Coutinho. Inch perfect.
Yeah.
But Salah, at the time, like when I was watching it, It's like, oh, that's quite a difficult angle.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And really acute. Yeah, he just gets it in, and it was just brilliant. And what I love is I think it was a couple of minutes before. I think we had missed pretty much we had missed a sitter. I think Chan had hit the post.
Yeah.
I think it's
Tim to Salah. Yeah, he just.
And the commentators were slating him. They're saying, "Oh, he gets so many chances, but he's so wasteful." And then literally a minute later, goes and scores an even harder chance. And I was just so happy for him. He's brilliant. I'm just so excited for him this season.
Well, that's the thing, we signed him and everyone was like, oh yeah, he was rubbish for Chelsea and all that kind of stuff. And look at him, like, he's scoring almost every game. You know what I mean? So, it's not bad. You can have 10 chances in a game and miss 9 of them as long as you're scoring 1. Do you know what I mean? Then that's enough, because everyone else will score. You know what I'm saying? As we will see. But no, I think he does waste it quite a bit, but he does get a goal as well. You know what I mean? And he gives you that option.
But is that goal per game ratio? You can say, oh well, he gets that many chances. Like, I don't care, he scores this many goals.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's the most important thing.
The thing is, how he plays, he's gonna miss a lot of chances because he plays so close to the goal.
He does always get the ball right in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's kind of there's only about 12 inches between him and the goalkeeper every time he seems to get it. So it's more as well if he's getting them on target. He gets quite a lot. I mean, obviously we're talking about him missing them, but he does get quite a few of them on target.
Yeah.
It's always just.
Yeah, I mean, Czech makes that a good save against them, doesn't he, for Arsenal, stuff like that. So yeah. No, I don't. I've got no complaints. No complaints on Mo Salah at all.
No,
I think he's been brilliant so far. Second goal, we get a free kick. So it's about 25 yards out. Coutinho, who'd missed one, and he blazed one over the bar earlier, and thought, nah, it's maybe not his day. I was wrong. I just bent. It was very similar to the Arsenal goal first game of the season last year. Just bends it straight into the corner. Just perfect free kick. Good to see. I think it's time to draw a line in the sand for Coutinho. All right, what happens. Let him, just do it. But what a free kick.
What a free kick, and say reminiscent of Arsenal.
Yeah.
At the time when I saw him stepping up, especially because he plays one over, he's like, oh, kind of.
He does that quite often though. He has for example, when he pings one in, he'll do one earlier, he'll miss, and I think he just gets his eye in and just right, that was my test. That's my test one. Don't give me another one of those chances. And he does seem to do it quite a lot. So yeah, it was a good goal.
Great. I mean, Schmeichel had no chance. No. Just the way he lifts it over that wall.
Yeah.
Again, the cross inch perfect. It was just
technique is unreal, isn't it?
That is the distance as well.
Yeah.
When it went in, I didn't really think it went in. If you know what I mean. I was it was mad because it was just wow, that's pretty far actually. And then it doesn't matter, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a beast, isn't it?
But going back to Coutinho, who cares? He is going to go to Barcelona. We all know that.
Yeah.
But he's still
enjoy him now, I think.
But he's still got to perform. He's still got to show. Yeah, this is why I'm going to Barcelona. He's still, if he has a bad season, Barcelona and Brazil will be like, well, if you're not playing, why? Why are we going to buy you if you're not? Yeah.
Enjoy him while
exactly. Yeah. Hopefully he's there to the end of the season. If he's not, hopefully we've got the squad to manage without him. I think we do.
I don't think he'll be going in January. I think he'll be there until the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Also, I'd say the reaction of our fans. I mean, obviously, Champions League when he came on, the fans applauded him. But as soon as he scores that goal, I could hear the old, ole, ole, Coutinho. I heard that.
As long as you put a shift in.
That's the thing,
people. It's not what's his name? Who's that knobhead at West Ham?
Oh, Payet.
Yeah,
or things like that.
I'm not playing.
No,
I've thrown the dummy out with the pram. No, I'm not playing. I'm not doing this. Where Coutinho's I want it to go. Everyone knows it, but I'm here now. I've got to work hard.
I think that's the key thing. It's almost like Suarez way. It's we concede to the fact you will go. We'll probably cash in as well. But when you're on the pitch, when you're playing for Liverpool, let's get behind him. That's the thing, and you can see he responded well to the fans. He acknowledged them cheering him, and he'll go. But let's enjoy him while we can, and hope he gives us.
He doesn't. He's going to work hard. He has to, man. It's World Cup season, isn't it? So anyway, Okazaki strikes again. Why has it got to be the Japanese player that does it? But
his goal scoring record against Liverpool's insane.
It is very good. It is very, very good. To be fair.
I'm sure it's something is it 4 and 5 or something like that?
I'm not sure, but he obviously scored twice against us this season. So,
right.
He's not doing badly. And it's another set piece. It's another set piece again. Honestly, I could just copy and paste when I do my notes. I don't need to like even write them in. But anyway, the ball gets crossed in. Mignolet comes and fists it, misses completely. Ball lands at Okazaki, who taps it in. However, when Mignolet is going in to run, Okazaki pulls him back. He does pull him back, so the ball reaches him. So, yeah, it's an annoying goal, but should it have stood?
No,
it shouldn't.
It was a clear foul.
Yeah.
Clear foul on Mignolet. And you saw, like, we don't only protest too much, but, like, Henderson, even up to half-time, he was just saying to the ref, he's like, come on, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I saw the fury in Mignolet's face when he's been held back, and it's one of those, they're just lucky the ref didn't see, because it was, for me watching it was clear as day. But
Yeah. Obviously, we got hindsight, we got the, replays and all that kind of stuff, but he's blatantly got him round like the shoulder, he pulls him back.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll get onto it, but like if they get that last one in, that's 3-all.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've just cost us 2 points.
Yeah.
Over something that shouldn't have even... I mean, it's every season's the same. You're always going to get these controversial decisions, but it's just like...
Well, but it's every game now, though, isn't it? There's always there's a game at least once a week in the Premier League. Some mad. I mean, it's one of them where we won the game, so we're not asked. But like I say, potentially it could have cost us a lot of points.
it could have cost us. And I'll just throw in, like, one thing that was really winding me up during that game was we were 2-0 up. We're doing these really nice, like, short 1-2s. I felt like if we can get a third down, this is going to be comfortable. Literally, that was just on half time. I think Gerrard even said, like, where did these 3 extra minutes come from? But it was it the corner actually came from a free kick that we gave away that was kind of unnecessary. The ball's bouncing down. I think Mignolet's going to get there first. Vardy, I don't know if he's dived or if Matip fouled him, but it was just a really unnecessary free kick. They get the corner, and again they fouled Mignolet, but it's just like the build up to it. It was like it just felt like we were so close to cruising.
When that ball goes out for the corner, you're thinking, here we go.
10 seconds, something's going to happen.
Honestly, I think we will come on to it now. Well, very soon, in a bit. But I think you're better getting a corner than a penalty against Liverpool. And that's fact. Honestly, I think more better corners are scored against us. But we'll get to that. Anyway, so second goal, Vardy scores. Hold on. No, sorry. Going too far here. We score first to make it 3-1. Henderson scores, fantastic. We get them on the counter attack. Sturridge, who's come on for a sub, drives at defence. Henderson's out wide, pretty much like acres of space just inside the box. Sturridge plays him in. He's got plenty of time just to knock it past Schmeichel. Good goal. Unselfish by Sturridge as well.
Really unselfish by Sturridge. And Sturridge, you can see like his fitness is up a lot now, and just his running, like the way he pulls the defence out. Yeah. And again, that because it's easy to think from that range. Actually, I could probably test the keeper. Like I'm the striker, but sees Henderson as well. Really clever as well. Very patient. Again, he could have gone first time, past the defender, gets that gap between defender and Schmeichel. I don't think he's got too much power on the shot. He can actually place it.
He just places it.
Just really good goal, and obviously what happens next. But it was one where I was like, okay, giving ourselves a cushion at least before that.
I was quite confident at 3-1, but
it was a really good goal because he's kind of. I think a lot of people expect him to shoot to like the right, to the goal right side, and like he's looking right, and then like last second he changes and does it
just sends
near
it
post. So it's a really cool finish.
It is, very composed, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Considering it's been over a year since his last goal, so good to see the captain on the score sheet.
I think though he'll go like loads of games without scoring, then scores an absolute peach of a goal. You know what I mean? Because what was the last one? Was the last one Chelsea?
Maybe Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea,
which arguably was goal. Before Chan's goal against Watford, that was one of them, wasn't it? Yeah. Best goals of the season.
Chelsea, and then the season before Man City comes to mind.
Yeah.
Some of the goals he scores. Yeah.
So it was good to see him. But then it all kind of got nervous again, and I'm just getting sick of this one. Like, to be honest, Vardy scores again against Liverpool. He loves it, doesn't he? The little rat. I don't like Jamie Vardy. I think I am pretty sure he turns up to training in a Ford Transit van. You know what I mean? He's just such a chav, isn't he? But there we are with our hard hat on and that. Anyway, no offence to people who wear hard hats at work, but there we are. Anyway, so the ball gets crossed. Obviously, Liverpool don't deal with the second ball, obviously, and a shot. I think it's Andre Gray maybe has a shot. Mignolet saves it. And he does well to save it, but the ball just goes straight to, because everyone's the other side of Mignolet. The ball goes straight to Vardy, who stood there with no one around him, and he just nods it in. Far too easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just that, it's just the defend. Nobody picks up their man. That's the biggest thing about our defence is just, I don't know if nobody sees them, but it's never.
Do you think it might be communication?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I think it's like, maybe not so much Mignolet, but like, even the defenders should be like, all right, who's got him?
Should be shouting as well.
Yeah, it's like, who's got him, who's got him, who's got him.
Yeah.
And before the game, like, Klopp's going to know how they attack. And I'm guessing he does, but he should be like, right, he's going to come from this channel, make sure you've got your eye on this channel. You two, make sure, like, in the middle, even if you're doing it by zones. And it's just so frustrating because it's the same bloody thing every week.
They all get dragged to one side, don't they? All three of them. They all just go, and there's all this space here, and it's like,
because it's one of those things. You don't want to compare yourself to other teams, but you don't see it in the likes of like your Cities or United. No. It's very, everyone knows what their position is. Everyone knows who's coming from where, potentially.
Klopp's come out Annie this week and said, that's what we need to sort out. And it's like, well, yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's been like a year now.
Do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
I love Klopp, but
yeah. But thing is though, as well, and people say, oh yeah, he doesn't know how to defend. He does know how to coach a defending team. Dortmund had a really, really good defensive record. Yes, they had Matt Hummels, and that helps. You know what I mean? When you have like one of the best centre backs in the world, but
it's one of those things. It does come down to the players as well, because it's like me and you were talking about this week, weren't we, about Benitez and Risa.
Yeah.
So when Risa's pretty much the it's when he did the Chelsea on goal. He's like, he's like we were saying it when Benitez was like, I've told them, clear with your right, not with your left.
Yeah.
Was it left? Yeah. And he doesn't do it, and then he eventually goes, and it gets to that point where, if you just keep on making these mistakes, they just have to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just.
It is frustrating is the word, isn't it? Because like we said in the summer, it could have all been. I mean, it might not have been sorted, but it would have been helped by getting Van Dijk in. But having said that, I mean, Lovren was amazing for Southampton. We spent at the time a lot of money for him, and he came in, and he's the one making a lot of the mistakes. So it's one of them. Like, nothing's guaranteed, is it? But
no.
It might have been helped, but.
Another thing I think that goal was timed 90 seconds after Henderson's.
Yeah.
So it's literally like we've 3-1 up away. Let's make it comfortable. Let's frustrate.
We can't. I don't think we can. I think. I don't know if like Sky Sports have paid us to make it like more exciting. Do you know what I mean? So they could like sell more like subscriptions or whatever. But it's just like. It's driving me up the bloody wall, to be honest.
I was going to say, Match of the Day were joking. They were like, Liverpool in some conspiracy to always be first on Match of the Day. Like,
there isn't like the Premier League badge. There's all like shock pads in there. So that's what it probably is. The shocking Lovren. Yes.
It's crazy, isn't it? But there we are. Anyway, so we got even more nervous. Vardy gets the ball in the box. Mignolet takes him down. Lucky not to get sent off, in my opinion, but there we are. And they get a penalty. But luckily, Vardy only does penalties one way, and that's down the middle. And as long as you're a goalkeeper who's seen him take penalties, then you know exactly where he's going to go. Because everyone knew where he was going to go, and he didn't disappoint. He went straight down the middle. Mignolet makes a fairly easy save, to be honest. But, a good save. It's not taken away from him. Because it is hit with power, like. And, have that Vardy. To be honest.
Honestly, that was brilliant. Cause
Sorry. One penalty he took wasn't down the middle. It was over the bar.
Oh yeah. So, have that too.
But well done to John Akterberg and Simon Mignolet to do their homework. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. That's the thing. Because it's one of those, especially someone like Vardy. 'Cause he does play for penalties. I remember Arsenal about 2 years ago. Like he clearly dived, and it was just one of those penalties, like down the middle again. And you start to see that pattern, and that's the key thing.
It's a proper pikey pen, that as well, isn't it? Just smash it down the middle. He is a full-on, like...
He is.
Full-on pikey. Like.
He doesn't know how to do corners or mind games. It's just blast it and keep it running straight.
Kick it straight. Just smash it down the middle, like,
But that's the thing, like, we've done our homework. So, like, Mignolet at that point, like, he's got an advantage because I know where this guy normally goes. Henderson as well, I don't know what was said. But Henderson, I think he said something to really put him off. So, if, like, we know what you're going to do, and was it Milner?
It's going to blag your head, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Henderson, when you see it, and it's alright. You can say it's a dirty tactic, but I like.
No. We're just saying before, you know.
No,
we've got to be more ruthless. We've got to be more.
We have got to be. I mean, it happened to us last season. Milner against Southampton. Can't remember the keeper, but the Southampton keeper said something to Milner to really put him off. Ben Foster, that was it. Really well. But that's the thing. Like he says it, and I think he's almost kind of having a go at him, and you just see Vardy like afterwards, like, really fucked off. Then he goes to step up, and of course he gets saved. So
that's it, you know.
Delighted to see it.
He either has to change his pens now, or they have to change the taker. Because everyone's going to be ready for it. Everyone knows what he's going to do.
Yeah. Shakespeare even commented, didn't he? He was just like, actually, going to have to talk to Vardy about this. So they've got to.
You know, some more pen practice for Vardy. Oh yeah, game finishes. Thank God. Thank God we got 3 points. Lucky to win in the end, do you reckon? Or was it a well-deserved 3 points?
Yeah, I think we deserved to win. Yeah. I think we did.
Who was a better team?
I think we did. You know, we saved the penalty, and we had a controversial goal conceded. You know, so like the odds were kind of stacked against us, really, in a way. As in, like, they, you know.
They had the look of the green.
Okazaki's practicing his bloody Aikido on Mignolet, and they get a bit of a, you know, a good decision goes their way, you know, with the penalty. So, and then they couldn't they couldn't act upon that. So, you know, our goals were amazing. I thought it was just everyone was really well played, really well built up. Yeah. Where theirs was things that we've been having troubles with in the past anyway. Free kick. Set pieces and just not closing down, not man marking people, which is what you really need to do sometimes. I think that's something that we miss out a lot on, is man marking. Sometimes you've just got to play a bit dirty, just to... Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, like with that Okazaki goal as well, if Mignolet just goes down, we just go to get a free kick and that's the end of it. Like, do you know what I mean? So. Just annoying, really. Again, it's that ruthless mentality. I think we lack.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you look at I don't really want to say it, but the great Man United teams, you know, they had those guys that would just like win regardless of whatever happens, like Roy Keane and Steve Bruce and all those kind of people, Pallister and all those wankers. But there we go. So man of the match, John. For me,
that's to be Coutinho.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair shout.
At close second, to be fair, I'd say Mignolet. Okay. I thought he had a great game.
Yeah, well, for me there's 3 players that could be both Mignolet, Coutinho and I'd say Henderson as well.
I was going to say the same 3. Yeah. Just to give a shout to No Sturridge, not man of the match, but really good performance.
Looked very good, yes.
Unlucky not to score. He creates a couple of chances again, unselfish. Gets an assist. For me, it's actually going to be Mignolet just because his saves throughout the match, I think it's fantastic.
He makes that really good one, quite early on.
Just over the leg.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. I think this season has been.
Yep. He's carrying on his good form from last season. For me, Jordan Henderson, man, I completely see where both of you are coming from and how you can get to that conclusion. But for me, Jordan Henderson bossed it. Like that was easily his best performance this season. Really, really, really good. That was nice to see. Cool. Okay, so let's move on. Tonight, in fact, or tomorrow morning in Japan, 4 a.m. is Spartak Moscow versus Liverpool Football Club in Champions League. Down in Moscow. So are the Manx, which is a bit mental. We'll talk about that in a bit though. So a bit of background on them. They've drawn the last 3. They've won only 1 in the last 7. But they are scoring goals though, to be fair. But Tom, are you pretty confident going into this one?
I'm fairly confident. I was watching a couple of the clips last night, and in the Russian league they're decent, but I'm very confident. I think they drew 1-1 with Maribor. Maribor is effectively like the worst team in the group. We were going to draw with Sevilla, the best team. I'm very confident the players we have that we should get the 3 points. Yeah, fair enough. It's quite good to see them in bad form, but obviously this is a big game for them. You know, Liverpool come to their place. Yeah, I mean it's weird, isn't it? It's like the league and the Champions League are almost 2 separate entities. You can have a good run in the Champions League, but like us, you'd be terrible in the league, but have a good run in the Champions League. So I think just there's a mind shift. Less pressure in there. If you're doing badly in the league, the Champions League, it's
it's less pressure to.
But it's like this is just one game.
Yeah.
This is like you can see the effects in like the league.
Yeah.
Like each week, and when it's not going your way, each week the pressure builds. And then that kind of makes the team think, well, the league isn't going well. Let's go all out in the Champions League. Let's, change our fortunes there. You've got to remember as well that they are one of the best teams in Russia. Did they win the league or was it CSK? Who cares? One of them.
One of them. The Moscow team.
Yeah, the best Russian side. They've got a lot of experience in the Champions League. They're always there, aren't they? They don't necessarily do well, but they've got a lot of experience playing bigger teams. And
I think CSK Moscow is the biggest team in it, really, out of the two. But yeah, I think apparently I'd say about Spartak. I was reading in the Echo. Apparently their fullbacks are like really, really slow. Really, really, really slow. So that could be awesome, considering who we've got.
It depends how high they play, though, doesn't it? If they're like,
but even if it doesn't matter. Even if they're snail pace, like it doesn't matter wherever you win the ball.
Run at them.
Yeah, but what I mean is like if they don't go past the halfway line, if they're just like a bank of four.
Yeah, but you still just do them on the outside, balls coming in and all that kind of stuff, which could help. But it's a plus. It's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
It's positive. Like slow fallbacks against us it could potentially be disastrous for them. Hopefully it is, to be honest. So how important do you think it is that we win this one?
I think because we drew the first game and we want to qualify early, I think it's huge.
Yeah.
I think it's huge. Like, 'cause if we go there and draw, okay, you could say it's a draw away from home Champions League, but then it's like 2 points after 2 games. And all of a sudden, it's like we've literally got to win every game. Yeah,
starts to build, then, doesn't it?
Pressure starts to build, and okay, we won against Leicester, but the media seems to be on Klopp's back. There was something in the press conference before. I don't know the whole ins and outs, but yeah. But it just also just to win as well, just to get that 3 points, win away against effectively the third best team in the group. Then it's like it's gonna give us a bit of breathing space,
especially if Sevilla beat Maribor, which you'd expect.
You'd expect, yeah.
Everyone's looking at our group and thinking it's Sevilla and Liverpool. So if the more distance the two of us can just get, then we're both safe, basically.
You want to finish top as well because
that's true.
You're seeded into the knockout stages.
That's true. But I can see us like getting through. Real Madrid somehow finishing second. Like we'll get Real Madrid in the round of 16. I can see that happening. Spurs topping the group and then we get Real Madrid. It's like sound, yeah. I do get your point. I don't think it's not as big as if like in the World Cup, for example, if you get top of the group, you usually get a much worse team. But in the Champions League, the teams that finish second in the group usually are pretty handy as well. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, of course, you do want to finish there. But I do think a win is a must, really. But there we go. So yeah, do you think can you see any big changes from the Premier League game to the Champions League game?
Mane comes in, of course.
Yeah, of course.
He's got to play.
I think the thing is Coutinho because this is the first time we could have Firmino, Coutinho, Mane and Salah on the pitch together. First time. Which sounds, if they played together and Coutinho's in that 10, sounds good to me, that.
It's a weird one now because I think we've got 2 different kind of teams, 2 different styles. So I think for bigger teams, I'm actually more content with Chan and Wijnaldum because they're more like robust.
Yeah.
And it's all just about counter-attacking then.
Yeah.
Whereas for like lower league teams and stuff like that, Coutinho is much better with them because his trickery can break teams down.
Yeah.
I think he's got to play in this game anyway.
Coutinho definitely starts for me.
Yeah.
Henderson, Coutinho, and Wijnaldum I'd probably play over. It's almost a toss of a coin between him and Chan.
Yeah.
I prefer Wijnaldum.
I would play Wijnaldum just because he's got that a bit more of a ball. He's got a bit more of a head on him as well. To be honest, like he's a bit more disciplined.
He's like the most like if you're playing FIFA, he would be like his star thing would be like the most like symmetrical star. It's just everything would be equal because he's just
he's an all-rounder.
Exactly, he's an all-rounder. He's not outstanding really in one point, but he's just his all-round game is so good.
You can rely on him.
Exactly,
game,
he's
Chan's got a mistake or 2 or 3 in him.
Exactly, he's got like a goal in him, but a few mistakes. Where Wijnaldum doesn't have as many goals as him, but he is, you're going to get minimum 7 out of 10 performance from him.
Chan's got more drive from coming from deep. Do you know what I mean? But like, if you've got the likes of Coutinho and all those players in front of him, you don't necessarily need it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You could just keep like Wijnaldum and Henderson just supporting. You know. So I think that's a good midfield. Any changes? Obviously, like Karius. Do you think Karius is in goal there? I would prefer Ward, to be honest, but I can see Karius playing.
Well, if it was up to me, I'd actually choose Mingler. If we're gonna alternate, then I'd feel safe with Ward. But then I understand with Klopp, like he sees something in Karius that we don't.
Yeah.
And hopefully Spartak Moscow aren't too much of a threat. But in terms of defence, especially after you said about the fullbacks, I'd want to see Milner starting. I'd want to see Moreno starting. Milner talking now, he's going to be pacey, but Moreno definitely running at them.
I wouldn't be that surprised if Milner starts in midfield though, to be honest.
It wouldn't surprise me if he starts in...
just to like give some other lads a break as well.
In midfield it wouldn't surprise me, but...
Not left back though, no.
Definitely Moreno.
Would you play Moreno over... I wouldn't be surprised as well if, Robertson gets to run out as well, get to start.
I wouldn't be surprised, but...
Just because his crossing is unreal.
His crossing is unreal, but again, I fancy Moreno because in terms of like being one of the most improved players...
Definitely, 100%.
He's looking so good right now, and actually I don't fancy him to start against Newcastle, so I'd fancy him to start the Champions League match because I think more pressure is on us to win. I think we'll come at them. Yeah, I just think he'll be much more useful.
Moreno's kind of... He's really good at bombing forwards. Not just. I think he's got a lot to his game now. Like he's getting better at defending. Like that was his like weak point was defending. But getting forwards, he's just a very smart player getting forwards. And I think Robinson's got a cross in him. But I mean, we don't really have a lot of players who.
Aerial does.
Yeah, exactly. We don't really have many aerial threats. I know Salah scored that goal. But that's not really the same as crossing it in. It's kind of, he was running to the back post, and if you've got someone like Coutinho, because Robinson would play behind him, right? So you're getting like multiple crosses. It's like you've already got one person crossing in.
And also with Moreno, if you've got like that forward, like Coutinho, Mane, Salah, Firmino, I think he would kind of complement them as well. Like his style when he's running at their players, they get more space. Honestly, if those lads start, I think we could destroy them. I don't want to get too confident, but
like it's a difficult one, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you've got Champions League and Premier League, it is really difficult to juggle the squad. I wouldn't be that surprised if Oxlade-Chamberlain starts again. To be honest, just to keep like a couple of lads fresh for Newcastle. Obviously Mane starts. Salah is another one, could get rested. Firmino could get rested, so you might see Sturridge up front. So I think Klopp's got a lot of work to do when it comes to the starting lineups, but we will see. We're not too long, to be honest. Cool. So score prediction, Tom.
Score prediction. Was it 2002 we were last out there? I think we won 3-0. 5-0 at home and
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, it was 8-1 on aggregate.
Yeah, like I fancy us to win. Very confident, especially because we beat Leicester. And we have to win. It's getting confident. I think we're going to win 4-0. I honestly think very handsome victory.
Fair enough, cool.
It depends who we start, I think.
Yeah.
I think if we started our first 11, I think it'd be 4 or 5. I think it'd be a rout.
Yeah.
If we rest some players, I think we'll win, but it'd be like 2-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's their own ground, 2-1. They'll have like the fans behind, the nutcase fans.
They haven't been banned, have they?
No. So I think, you still got to respect them. They're still a really good side, Regardless, they are a Champions League side, and I think it's going to be about 2-1 or something like that. To us.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-0. I think they'll put a decent performance up against us, but I just think we'll have too much for them. If we start with Salah and Mane, with their fullbacks, we'll absolutely destroy them, to be honest. So I think 2-0, good professional performance by the Reds. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, and a good 3 points. So let's move on then. This weekend, Monday morning in Japan, Sunday afternoon in the UK. We go up to St James's Park for another away game against Newcastle. Rafa Benitez coming against Liverpool. Should be interesting to see.
One thing I always loved about Benitez, remember when he was at Chelsea? and I've never ever seen it before. He was getting booed by the Chelsea fans, and he getting cheered by the Liverpool fans, and he was like clapping the Liverpool fans. It was like so surreal. It's always good to see Benitez again, isn't it? You know, and it's so good to see him like, you know, he kind of did fall from grace last. He went from like Real Madrid to the Newcastle, you know, and it was one of them where I think he needed something like that. He needed like a project where he's got more say.
And he's loved by the fans as well.
Exactly, yeah. And I think he obviously, you know, he's a good manager. Yeah. And I think he's done really well with this Newcastle side. Yeah.
I mean, they've had a decent start to the season. They were in the top 4 briefly, but they lost against Brighton last week at the weekend.
Lost against Brighton. Actually, we were saying about what happened with Mingale, but we won, so it's not that bad, the foul. But Newcastle, I was watching the highlights. I can see why Rafa was furious with the decision that led to the goal, and they've only lost by 1. So, but in Venice, decent start. I think is it 7 or 8 points.
Something like that, yeah. So I think it's 8 points. I think
8 points, and they had Spurs on the first day. That's a tough fixture. Well, unless it's at Wembley.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they've had a decent start. I fancy them to have a decent season as well. Purely, as I said in the predictions video, because the Benitez factor. So I think he's a big chess player. He's just very good with the tactics, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
he's quite like cold as well.
Yeah,
where he comes across is like, this is my job. This you're the player. You do that.
Steven Gerrard's said a lot about that. I mean,
yeah, and it's just. I think that's what kind of Newcastle need.
Yeah, I think no messing about.
Exactly, it's not like, you know, the last few managers have been like quite arrogant, shit and stuff like that. But you know, they're like exactly. They're more interested in, I don't know, like they think they're like geezers and stuff like that. You know, it's like they don't. It's almost like they don't.
They're like part of the party, not
exactly. Yeah. Like when you're not like headbutting players and stuff like that. So it's like who you want running the show. You know what I mean? Whereas like Benitez is a professional. I think that's what I'm trying to get at, basically. Like all the managers before it are almost like semi-professional attitudes, whereas this guy's like Champions League winner, you know, league winner. He's won stuff.
Well, I don't say on the Benitez thing, like, and I'll make it quick, but I remember with Benitez when he was Liverpool manager, one of the things my dad liked was that when we scored, like literally, rather than getting too carried away with celebrations, which is great, I love that from Klopp, but he'd always be making notes.
Well, I like I love that when he's just like, that's exactly how I thought it was going to go. It's like, puts it as bad as it's yeah, good.
But he'd always like, I was going to say, he'd always be like,
calm down,
calm down.
Which is, you know, but he's like, went exactly to plan. You know, like how I dreamt it up last night. You know.
But like in Istanbul, that's the thing. Like, if he got too carried away, fuck, losing 3-0, like what's going on? Whereas he was calculating things right.
You need that. You need that sort of level-headedness, don't you? In the pressure of situations like that. That's why I think he'd be like, if he wasn't a manager, he'd be like a surgeon or something. You know what I mean? It's like, like
you know, he knows his stuff. It's like the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Like the people are like, oh, it was a miracle and stuff like that. But if you watch how he changed the tactics at half time, it's like a stroke of genius.
Yeah.
So you know, he's definitely got it. You know, and he's won countless trophies.
Well, he's done very well everywhere he's been, really, hasn't he? Even at Chelsea.
Hello, to continue the preview. Unfortunately, we haven't got Paul any longer. There was no fallouts or anything. It's all good. Just he had to shoot off. But to continue. So we just spoke about Rafa and John. On your thoughts on Newcastle this season? They've lost. Yeah, they lost their last match away at Brighton. Unlucky to lose, you could argue. But they've had a pretty decent start for a promoted team.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing as well as they could, as well as expected, right? They're not expected to do like a Leicester and take the league by storm. Maybe top 10 finish, maybe, or in the top 15 finish. And they were top 4 for a little bit beginning of the season. It's only early days, of course, but Benitez seems to be getting them into shape. The last few results have been a bit mixed for them, right? They've had they beat, who was it? Last game was Burnley, was it Burnley? No.
They lost to Brighton.
They lost to Brighton, sorry, I knew it was a B. They lost to Brighton, but before that they beat... But anyway,
West Ham. I think they beat West Ham.
That was it, yeah.
Very convincingly.
So they've been doing alright.
Yeah, they've been doing alright, and that's the thing. And in fairness to them, especially for a promoted side, because Newcastle are a big club, so it's easy to forget. Actually, they've just come back off. But for a promoted side, it's like actually they haven't made that many changes from their Championship team. That's a reasonable start. They're looking good to stay up on that current form.
Yeah, I think that's what you're probably going to get with Rafa, is just like stability, and I think that's what that club really needs, because for so long they have had no stability. They've been like yo-yoing in and out of the Championship and the Premier League, you know, and I think a lot of it's to do with the ownership, but it's also to do with poor management as well. They've had some poor managers in the recent few years, you know. So I think good luck to I always liked Newcastle as well as a kid and stuff. I think maybe the Shearer factor. I'm not quite sure why, but you know, it was always kind of seemed like a fun club, and it was always seemed like a it's a good fan base. We played good football in like the 90s, early 2000s, you know. So it'd be good to see them become more stable like they were, you know.
Yeah. So I liked them growing up. They played good football, very attacking. I remember when they did United 5-0. That was brilliant. It was on my birthday as well. But like when you look at Newcastle over the years, I think one of the things I like about them, especially like the geography of the UK, is that it's up in the northeast. It's not a London club, and I'd say like it's sort of like all the local people support the team.
Yeah, I think it's because there's only one team in Newcastle.
It's only one team in Newcastle.
So it is kind of like a United City, right? They all get behind the team. You know, you've got to give them that. Whereas, you find it in other cities and stuff. There's like multiple teams and stuff like that. So, I think that's one thing that kind of really benefits them fans as well. It's just everyone, like the whole. It's like you're going there against the whole city. You're not going there against a few people. So it's an interesting dynamic that they've got up there. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of social cohesion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why, like, everyone's a night out and stuff like that. So it's one less thing to worry about.
Well, we were going to say, I mean, the next question was going to be glad to see them back in the Premier League, but obviously, but I'll move on to the next one. So Paul mentioned Paul mentioned on something that we couldn't get on video. Gini Wijnaldum, it's his old club. He only scores at his home stadium. Does this mean that he can score at St James's Park? Is it his first away goal for his former employers because he'll think he's at home?
Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure. Did we touch on this before? Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be funny. It would be funny. You know, as long as he doesn't do a Lukaku, it would be funny. Where he's like got his ears to the crowd and stuff like that, and as long as he shows a little bit of humility and respect.
I think he's got a bit more class than that.
Yeah, he seems like it. But it would be kind of funny, but. It's always it's a curse of the X, isn't it? Like it seems to always happen. Touchwood hasn't really happened to us in the last few years, but your ex-player comes back to haunt you. And but to be fair, I think with Wijnaldum there was no real love lost with the players. Not love lost. There was no. I don't think they were glad to get rid of him.
No,
it was just like he just had to go because they got relegated. And he was a good player.
No, that's the thing. It's almost one of those. It's too good to play in the Championship, that kind of thing. So I think most fans could accept it, but that'd be great, and I'll move on. Lallana, a lot of talk that he could be on the bench. Do you think he should come on for a whole second half? Do you think bring him on for the last 20 minutes, or actually just not risk him at all?
I wouldn't risk him at all until he's like 90% fit. Whatever, just don't risk him. It's going to be a long season, and I think the more we have his type of quality towards the end of the season is much more important than against like the Newcastles and you know what I mean. It's like not against Newcastle, but just at the moment. I think now we've got such depth that if a player's injured, to an extent, we haven't got too many injury problems, but just let them recover and then bring them back. Because I think long term they just suffer. I think we've done a really good job at Sturridge, whereas if something goes a little bit right, he's out. Just don't destroy him. So good to see him on the bench. If he is on the bench, if he doesn't play, I'd be quite happy.
Similar. It's one of those. I'd like to see him come back. So, he's a great player, and it's exciting to think of him that new system, especially with likes like Coutinho, Mane, Salah. I haven't seen Lallana and Salah together, for example, and this kind of new improvement. I know it would be really exciting, but like I say, it's a long season, especially with the Champions League matches, 2 games a week. He doesn't, just don't rush him back. Don't, because I think you mentioned as well, like, we haven't necessarily seen the best Liverpool side yet this season. We've seen a good Liverpool side, but we haven't seen the best 11.
Yeah, I think the best is yet to come at Liverpool, to be honest with you. I think I do have kind of faith in the defence as well. I think eventually they have to start understanding how everyone plays, and I think Klopp's going to work on the defence quite a lot this season. So I think that's going to get better, and that's kind of like the final piece, really. And then when all our like attacking players are back and on fire, I think we're going to absolutely ruin teams. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible though. Imagine that, like Lallana, Coutinho playing just behind Firmino, Salah, Mane, strong midfield like Hendo maybe with Chan or Ronaldo. I mean, that's going to be incredible, and especially wing backs. Moreno, like in attack, he's been fantastic. And then you look at like Trent, Klein. I think both of them can do a job there. I just think, I think it could be one where, like a few seasons ago, we just start putting teams to the sword again when that cohesion comes, because it hasn't come yet. They need to get used to each other, but
hopefully it comes this weekend.
Hope so. But on to the next point though. Starting lineup. Obviously we got the game against Moscow on Tuesday. This is a Sunday match, so plenty of time for players to rest. But would you make many changes to the side that played against Leicester? Mane back from suspension.
Yeah, I'd probably play Mane. He's had enough. He's had enough time off. Well, really, he hasn't even had a lot of time off. He's played like a standard amount, as if we weren't playing in the Champions League. So he has been playing like every week. So he's still, he'd be in peak condition. But I think Mane just walks into that team. He has to start because he brings so much to the team. Probably keep the forward line the same. The only thing is maybe give Salah a rest.
Give Salah a rest.
Coutinho more attacking role.
Coutinho more. Okay. Would you rest? Would you start Sturridge or would you keep him on the bench?
I don't prefer. I think the days of starting Sturridge are almost over.
Squad player now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what a squad player to have.
Fantastic.
Even if you play him for like the second half, I just don't think he's got his fitness is getting better, but he hasn't got like that same his speed's kind of gone and his fitness is getting better, but it is still always going to be an issue. And he can change a game, so I think he's like Solskjaer or something like that. He's the super sub basically.
Definitely, I think possibly it's the point that maybe like the medics have said to him, like if you want a future at Liverpool, you can't be a starter. Maybe they've said in terms of his career, if he wants to actually last long in his career, he now can't do the full 90 minutes. It's going to be a rarity.
Yeah, exactly. I think as long as he's happy with that, on his days, he's world class. What I mean, and he's a good team. But a lot of people give him stick for not being a team player. But I think we saw at the weekend at Leicester, he's a team player. He's a fantastic player. So the only thing is I don't want to see him in the England squad.
No, me neither.
Because they don't kind of share that almost. They don't really see the longevity in players. You know what I mean?
No.
It's whoever's doing well now. But so if he retires from international football, I would be very happy. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, and on to the next point. Score predictions. If Paul was here, Paul was here earlier. He did say Liverpool to win 2-1. He expected a nervy encounter, but he did say Liverpool to win 2-1, but not to be comfortable.
He said with Rafa's overall kind of like strategic play, he knows how to get results, and he's a very smart manager, so that's what we should expect from him. I, on the other hand, think Newcastle they've done an alright so far, but I think we're gonna, depending on how our Champions League goes, I think we get a good result in Moscow, we're gonna batter Newcastle that weekend. I think it's gonna be 4-0. If we get a draw against Spartak Moscow, maybe it's more towards Paul's prediction. I just think you win in the Champions League, it gives you that much. It's just like the mental boost it gives you, because we're doing it in Europe. now it's his time to continue that form here. Because you'd be like, well, they're like maybe the champions of Russia. I'm not sure.
We will check that.
yeah, we'll check it next time. No, we won't. We don't care.
It don't come off like a bubble, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we're we're bossing these teams in Europe, so it should carry on into the league. So I think 4-0. I think.
I know. Yeah. I actually would gravitate closer towards Ball. I know we've had some great days out at St James's Park. We were saying the 6-0 in 2014, 5-1 2009. I think even 2008 we won 3-0. Gerrard's beautiful free kick. We have had some really good days out, but it's Rafa. For me, if it's Pardew, no problem. But it's Rafa, and that kind of him being like the master kind of tactician, like the chess player. I think he knows. I mean, when he had like Traore, for example, in the squad, he knew how to go and get a clean sheet at Chelsea when they were a very strong side, at Juventus when they were dominating the Champions League. He is a very, very clever manager. He'll know our tactics and he'll know how to frustrate us, but I still think we'll just have enough. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool. I think it's going to be a difficult day, but I think we'll have enough.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the one kind of drawback for Benitez is the quality of players he's got. I just don't think, like when we had the Liverpool squad, we still had the likes of like Gerrard in the team, and Garcia was always inconsistent, but he was still, he was a really good player and stuff like that. So I'd say the quality was a bit better back then, but yeah, I can see your point. I think strategically he's good at what he does.
I would love us to go and hammer them. That's the thing. I want us to hammer every team, and it wouldn't. At the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if we did that. If we went out and won 3 or 4-0, but if I had to choose, I'd say it could be difficult just because Benitez, he's that great a manager.
Yeah, I agree.
Guys, give us your score predictions and give us your thoughts. So, League Cup are out. Are you gutted, or is it good to go out third round? We can focus on other competitions. We've won 1-3-2 at Leicester a couple of days later. Is that a turning point for the season, or are there still a lot of problems? Give us your thoughts on that. See Spartak Moscow away, Newcastle away. Give us your predictions and who do you think should start. Hopefully we win them both. And yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and yeah, we have a website as well. Check that out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, up the Reds.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Also, sorry about the noise. We didn't close the window and making the new building across the road. So and we're on a main road as well. So yeah, sorry. But yeah,
sorry guys.
Yeah.